All right. Take one. Action. Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to my video today. Today we're going to go over dry aging a piece of wonderful beef loin, top loin in New York. Beautiful. Isn't that lovely? This is about, let's see what we got, 12 pounds. So what I'm going to do is take this 12-pound piece of meat and put it in one or two, depending on how the bag size matches up, of these dry aging bags. So just to show you what we got here. These are dry aging bags. So the steps are listed on the bag here. First you put the meat in the bag, you put the meat in the back of the bag, and then you fold the bag over. So the preparation of meat to go into these dry aging bags is taking one of these bags. You can see there's different sizes that you can get. This one is about the right size. I may end up cutting this in half and doing two bags. I have three came in the package, and they come with these sealing membranes. So one advantage I probably have over what a lot of people have is I have this commercial cabinet vacuum sealer. So we'll see how this performs. I've watched some videos on people that have a small countertop one that you get on Amazon for like 50 to 100 bucks. I used to have one of those. It worked pretty well. This one is definitely an upgrade, but that's because of the work that I do here on vacuum sealing and selling smoked meats. So I have that advantage. So these bags are permeable. In other words, they allow oxygen to go out, or excuse me, moisture to go out, but not to come back in. So dry aging bags, that's the name of the company, dryagingbags.com. So the steps are first putting the meat in the bag. So you put it in the back of the bag so that it can be sealed up front. You can cut excess material off of the bag. So this is the back where it's already sealed. If the bag is longer, you can cut some of the bag off to make it closer to the meat. Then you put the yellow strip inside of the bag before you seal it. So it's going to go inside like this, where the seal goes. Then there's, the way that they show it on here is there's two different options. One is you can do it that way, the other is you can actually do it this way. I believe what they're just looking for, what they're allowing is this will allow some transfer of oxygen in or out of the bag. Step number 3 is to extract the air from the bag. It says to get at least 85% of the air from the dry aging bag. My vacuum sealer actually is, it goes to about 99.5 when I do a 40-second vacuum. We'll see what it does in here. I don't know if that translates exactly to that, but when I'm watching my gauge on anything else that I do, that's the vacuum that I get in there. Then the fourth thing is you put the meat in the fridge. So you need to put it on a rack. So I purchased this rack to go in one of my bait sheets. So we'll get the meat in the bag, get it sealed, then put it on this rack on one of my bake sheet pans, and then it will go in the fridge. They say temperature between 33.8 and 39.2, which, you know, for most people's refrigerators, they're going to be at 40 to 41 degrees. So you may want to put it colder. Mine, I think, is running at around 35 degrees, something like that. So that's what mine will be at. Air has to be able to circulate around the meat. That's why you need it on a rack. Then you don't touch it for the first 4 days. During that time, the bag will stick right to the meat, and you want that to stick to the meat. And then your aging time is, they say, about 35 days. I'm actually doing this prior to us going on vacation. My hope is to get this in today. Hopefully over the course of the next couple weeks, I will take some pictures or maybe video of the difference of what the meat looks like in the bag, in the fridge at that time. So hopefully I get a little bit of time-lapse progression for the difference, if there's color change or anything in what it looks like from the outside. And then just before I go on vacation, I'm going to pull the bags, cut the meat, and trim them. So, yeah, I think that's what I think it ran me about $22 for this brand. I know there's some other brands out there. I think this was the least expensive I found. Had good reputation, good reviews, so we give it a try. So, first thing I'm going to do, you do want to keep the meat wet. You don't want to dry the meat off when it goes in the bag. You want the moisture. So I'm going to cut the bag off and then just set it on the cutting board and then slip it into the bag. I'll fold back the tops of the bag to get it in there without getting that wet, and then pull that back over and put that sealing film back in. So back. See lengthwise. You know what? I do think I'm going to cut this in two, and I'm going to do 2 bags. And I think it would be a nice experiment to do 2 bags anyway, because possibly what I could do is pull one earlier than the other, let one go a little longer, and see what difference it makes. So we got 12 pounds. We'll go about 2 6-pounders. Beautiful looking meat. So let's put the first one in. So you can see I have quite a bit of extra on there. I may trim that before I do it, but then I will have to probably dry off just a little bit of that juice from that edge. Actually, what I might do on the first one is do a tester vacuum seal. Mine has a couple of spacers in there. I'm going to do different size bags in there. So I think what I'm going to do first is I am going to try something here. This is just my own test. I'm going to take just a piece of this, put it over my sealing bar. So this is my seal. Alright, that did not seal well. So it could be because it's wet, or it could be because it needs that in there. What I'm going to do is dry this off. Or it might have just fallen off before it had a chance to get sealed. So we'll see what happens here. Let's push it all the way to the back of the bag. I'll take off a little bit more just to make it fit in the cabinet better. Alright, and then pull these in, just like that. Alright, well, let's see what happens. Alright, doesn't look like it's sealed. My guess is that I need to extend my sealing time. I'm going to go into my settings here. Sealing I have at 1.2. All right, I'm going to a 2.2 second seal time. That is the amount of time that the heat is on the sealing bar. Let's try it one more time. And that one looks like it worked. So, as you can see, the air is definitely fully out. Very tight vacuum. This is sealed in there the way that they want it sealed in there. So there's number one. All right, so let's move on to number two. Success again. There we go. Perfectly sealed. All the air is out. Have that strip in there. All right, so these are going to go on this and on a pan into the refrigerator, and I will show you that in just a minute. All right, so back with you again. Got my dry aging bags that we just vacuum sealed. This beautiful New York strip cut in half. So now what I'm going to do is put it on this rack on a bake sheet. And it is going to go into my refrigerator. Let's see, I got a couple things in here. So let's move it. We'll put it at the top of the shelf. What I'll do here is I'll give you a close-up of what it looks like in the fridge, and then hopefully over the next couple weeks I will put calendar events on and remind myself to show you some stages during the process of the next 35 approximate days. Alright, so now you want to get the close-up, what they look like in the refrigerator, close-up of what that meat looks like. Slide them in there, and time to take a snooze. All right, so the New York strip loin has gone into the fridge. It'll be there for the next 35 days, and we'll be checking back with you shortly. Alright, here we are, week one, about 7 days, taking a peek at the dry aging process. Never done this before, so this side where it looks like the vacuum let go, it's not aging the same. I'll take this out and take a peek at it. I'm running another vacuum cycle on it. I think the issue with these bags is that it takes more heat bar to seal them than a normal cycle would on my normal bags, which are like this, which work excellent for everything that I do, but I think these bags might, just because of the way that they're made, might take longer. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Alright, we're sealed up tight now. Oh, man, I don't know what that yellow strip is really for. I've tried to find out. I know they told me some stuff, but anyways, I'll have to find out more about that yellow strip. I'll comment on that later. Okay, this is week 2. Dry age experiment with New York strip. Looks to be coming along really nicely. The bag didn't stay sealed back there, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. I haven't seen any issues, so keep you up to date. Looks like bag on. So this is 28 days. It's got a beefy, kind of musty, deep beefy smell to it. Bag. See there, definitely a deep red. All right, so shall we cut into it? Side so y'all can see it. There you can see it's right at the outside, so it's still pretty thick, and I got a thick fat cap here. here is more outside. You can see here it's getting a little softer and redder. Just like that. There's this very thick fat cap here. There we go. Definitely kind of a musty, deep beef smell. I guess moldy would be another word. Alright, I'm going to weigh these a second. So I have two of them that are at about 1 pound and two at about 1.15 pounds. So now I will trim away. Definitely a deeper, beefy, I can say it's beefy, kind of moldy-ish smell to it. So I guess we'll see what happens when they're grilled. So we got a 3/4 pound, 6/10 of a pound, which would be, so this would be 12 ounces, this would be about 10, probably about 9. Another one. So here, this is where the plastic stuck. You can see it's kind of shiny and it's hard and dark red. And here is where it didn't stick. The vacuum seal didn't work, so you can see it's not the same. We'll see what happens when I cut into it. Other than that, looks pretty much about the same. Looks about the same. It cut just a little bit different, so it's still a little bit more red there than it was here. So the bag sticking to it makes a little bit of a difference. .06 to about 1.18.
Very good, babe.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mmm. You don't think less of me because I don't eat my steak as raw as you do. Do you?
No.
It's tasty, babe. What do you think?
It's delicious.
Mmm.
Here are the steaks for you, sir.
Because these are the dry aged steaks. And there is the
Love
fire. And we will see what transpires. More to come. Alright, since I don't have my tripod here, SPG, they already were dry brined. Excuse the shaky camera and everything else. The steaks do look gorgeous. No matter how they turn out, comparatively speaking, I'm sure they're going to be dang good. But we do want to compare, right? Because we went through some work and hassle and time and, to be honest, waste, because you waste meat when you dry age. So we'll see what happens. Kind of hard to tell, and this wood is really green, which makes it very smoky. Kills my eyes. I think we can probably go down a little bit. Nice thing is it's going to smoke the steaks at the same time. Oh, and by the way, we are up here at, for anybody who's from Michigan, we're up at Mackinac Mill Creek Campground, which we have been coming to for many, many years, actually decades. Our kids didn't grow up here, but came here a number of times when they were young with good friends of ours who had kids. And now we're here with our oldest and our daughter-in-law and our first grandbaby. Well, our first two because my daughter-in-law is pregnant. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm back. I had to get a little more Woodford double oak. One thing that is interesting, when I had the first of these dry aged steaks, is that they're a lot firmer, so you can stand the steak on its side. Hi! Is that a fire? Hot.
I love just let him.
Awesome.
That is the most freeing.
Oh, stay back. It's hot. Hot. That's right. It's hot.
Don't touch. Hot. Hot.
Hot.
Hot meat. Oh, that's hot too. That's probably hot too.
Above. So we're going to do the thicker steaks on the outside, more medium rare, the little thinner, they're a little bit lighter on the inside. And Jacob, hi. Oh, is that steak? You want some more? There you go. Yeah? Oh, yeah, you want it. Yeah, you want it. Oh, what do you think of dry aged steak? Oh, yeah, I think you like it. Oh, okay, okay.
I'm so sorry that I did not bring steak sauce. I don't use it, but Dad does.
What do you think of dry aged steak?
In juiciness. I would say that I would prefer this.
Oh.
So you prefer this over a regular steak?
Yeah, I think so.
Here's some. More for you.
And what's your final say?
My final say is I prefer it not dry aged.
Not dry aged. Becca?
Occasionally.
Occasionally.
Ooh, that's a variation.
Oh,
Jacob
it's clear.
Yeah.
It's clear.
He loves it.
All right, there you have it.
Ooh, try it some
You
more.
told me I didn't give my opinion, so I need to give my opinion. So it is.
Yep, you have some, baby.
This is a delicious steak, but
You want more?
I think I would prefer it non-dry aged. I think literally the steak is drier. It's a little, maybe a teeny bit mealier.
It's got an interesting texture.
It's got an interesting texture.
It doesn't bother me. The texture isn't
No, it doesn't
but
bother me. It's different.
It's different.
I think it lost
Oh.
the initial funkiness when I pulled it out and cut them up. It had kind of almost a moldy, funky smell,
Okay. Like
and I don't
frozen.
taste that. So I think that
I've noticed something now that I'm further along.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be weird. The edges of the steak I like less than than if it wasn't dry aged. The middle I like more.
Really?
Hmm,
I think that is pretty.
interesting.
pretty accurate. That's,
Interesting.
I think how I feel too, because the outer edge is a little more
Is-
funky.
Or dry
It's
out.
dry to the point where I slightly wish I had steak sauce.
Yeah, well, what I miss about the edges is it seems like when you regular steaks have got more of a juicy. I miss that juicy fat on the edges, and I don't have that here.
Yeah, but you still get it in the middle. And then I feel like it's the best of the both worlds in the middle.
Something interesting
There you
though.
have it.
I feel like I could eat more of this than a normal steak. It feels almost more like a
satisfying.
meatloaf type of
Yeah, it's
sensation. I keep
different.
I just keep eating it. Might be because I'm 7 months pregnant, but it's really good.
What do you think, Jacob? Are you having fun?
Cable.
What do you think? You like the steak?
Who is that? Who is that?
Can you say steak?
say onion?
Yeah.
Onion.
Onion.
He's watching. He's watching himself.
Say onion.
Are you doing some record?
Hey, can you say onion? Say papa. Papa. You say onion.
Oh.